Good afternoon, Mets fans, and welcome to Driving with Mr. Met. It is a put it in the books edition of Driving with Mr. Met because today is the first day of the 2018 baseball season, at least as far as I'm concerned. Yes, we are putting in the books the 2017 season. Congratulations to the Houston Astros on their World Series championship last night, marking the first time in their franchise's history that the club has won the World Series. So, tough loss for the Dodgers, particularly looking at the comments from Clayton Kershaw. I really feel bad for Kershaw, but it just wasn't their time. It was, as Sports Illustrated predicted, for the first time they got a prediction right. It was the Astros' time, and the Astros won. So we're going to talk about a little bit about the World Series, and we'll talk about the new changes, new coaches rather, that have been announced for the New York Mets. Sports Illustrated called it. They never get anything right as far as their baseball predictions are concerned, but they called it in 2014, and they put the right guy on the cover. They had George Springer on the cover in 2014, talking about the 2017 World Champions. And not only did the Astros win, but Springer won the MVP. He had a phenomenal series, and this was a phenomenal World Series. This was a fun World Series. It was great to watch. It was great for baseball. It defeated the NFL Sunday Night Football game in the ratings the other night. So just, an awful lot of fun to cap off what was really a terrific playoff season for baseball. Really, really, really well-played games, fun games, bringing up a lot of questions, though, continuing to bring up questions, though, about the status, if you will, of the baseballs themselves. It's been coming out more and more that the balls are juiced, or they're more tightly wound, or they're slicker, or they're something, but this has been a season-long discussion that baseball is going to need to address going into 2018. If there's something up with the balls, fix them, because the biggest complaint that I've had about this season was just how many guys hit 20 home runs. And if it's because the baseballs are different, come out and say it. Yeah, the baseballs are different. Here's what's different about them. We're figuring out a better way to move forward. We're going to change the construction of baseball, whatever. So, again, World Series in the books, 2017 in the books. The playoffs were so good. I said it yesterday on Twitter or Facebook. The playoffs were so good, it almost made me forget about how terrible this year was for the Mets, because the last month of baseball has just been so much fun. But going into 2018, as we already know, we've got a new manager in Mickey Callaway, and the coaching staff is starting to take shape. Yesterday, despite the contrary reports put out by Mike Puma of the New York Post, the Mets hired Dave Eiland, who spent the last 7 seasons in Kansas City, and before that spent a number of years in the Bronx with the Yankees. But Dave Eiland is the new pitching coach for the Mets. I'm not particularly thrilled with this signing, but I'm not upset about it either. It's just sort of an okay, whatever sort of thing. I do, however, like the fact that this is an experienced and established pitching coach who's going to be coming in to work on the staff of another experienced, established pitching coach. So I think the focus on retooling the training methods and the preparation methodology that this team and this pitching staff is going to have going forward, I think it's definitely a positive for the 2018 Mets, and even going forward beyond 2018. The Mets also announced that Kevin Long would not be returning as the hitting coach. He has not yet accepted a position with another team, but the Mets have announced that Pat Roessler, who's been the assistant hitting coach for years and years, will be the new hitting coach going forward. At least, I'm pretty sure that was the official confirmation yesterday, that it's going to be Roessler as the hitting coach. Again, I'm not upset about it. I'm not particularly thrilled about it. I'm sort of happy for Roessler, if I am pronouncing his name properly. But I'm happy for him that he's able to sort of be promoted into out of the assistant role and into the main role as hitting coach. I suspect there will be more announcements and more coaches assigned Again, I think the big one, and I've been talking about this since Mickey Callaway was announced as the manager, I do think the big coaching assignment is going to be the bench coach, and that's the one that I'm most looking forward to seeing who the Mets name. So that news hopefully will be announced in short order, and we'll see who it's going to end up being. Between now, though, and the next time I'm back recording a video, it's going to be a few days. I need to sort of gather my thoughts, and I want to do a 2017 recap, a very brief recap, talk about the few predictions I made in the preseason, and see how drastically wrong I was on almost all of them as they pertain to the Mets. And then, of course, I want to do a little bit of a preview of 2018 and address some news as more coaches are announced and as the hot stove season starts to pick up. So I appreciate your watching the video today. I probably won't be back for a week. Like I said, I'm going to take a few days, regroup, recharge the old batteries, and come back and better than ever for 2018 with Driving with Mr. Met. So for those of you who have been watching, I greatly appreciate it. For those of you who have commented on the YouTube videos, who've commented on Twitter, I appreciate it. I love the interaction, and I'd love to hear from you guys and figure out what it is that you'd like me to talk more about as we approach 2018. So again, thank you for watching. Follow me on Twitter at Mr_Met if you're not already doing so. And as always, and now perhaps more than ever, let's go Mets.